What's going on, guys? It's Sam and welcome back to 90s punk rock covers. In today's Gear Spotlight video, we're gonna take a look at this awesome piece of kit. This is the Suhr Reactive Load. Let's check it out. Now, the Suhr Reactive Load is essentially a load box, and what it allows you to do is connect your favorite guitar amplifier into the unit, which acts almost like a speaker cabinet. It sends a signal into your audio interface, then into your DAW of choice, whether it's Logic Pro or Pro Tools. And essentially, it allows you to record silently your tube amplifier cranked up in the comfort of your own home. Now, I've been using this unit for quite some time, and as a matter of fact, it is what I use to record pretty much all of my videos, all of my covers, and any other type of home recording that I do. Now, obviously, there's one piece missing in that whole puzzle, which is how do you get that sound coming out of your amp to output out of your speakers or whatever. Obviously, the signal that you get straight into this unit and into your computer is a raw signal. There's no speaker processing all of that sound. So basically what you need is something called impulse responses or speaker emulation. Now, there are tons of different impulse responses out in the market. You can get some free, however, some of them you have to purchase. I personally use a brand called Ownhammer. They sound really good, and they have a lot of different speaker cabinets that you can buy from them, from Marshall to Mesa Boogie, Orange, Wagner, you name it, 412s, 212s, tons of different speakers such as Celestion V30s, greenbacks, all sorts of microphones. It can get really overwhelming, the amount of sounds you can get out of those impulse responses. But as opposed to having, if you had a studio with like 10 different cabinets and microphones at your disposal, obviously, you know, that's the way to go. But if you're in a situation like myself, where you have a home recording studio or whatever, and you want to record your favorite tube amps, this is the way to go, I think. They sound really close to the real deal, and you know, nothing beats the fact that you don't have to be cranking up your amp and getting it in that sweet spot mic'd up. Now you can do it basically silently, and that's amazing. It's really worth the price. Now let's take a look at the unit itself. The unit is very minimal, as you can see, very minimalistic design. You only got one knob in the front, which basically allows you to control the amount of output that you get from your amp and then into your computer. I typically have mine set between 10 to 12 o'clock. The unit is rated at 100 watts, 8 ohms, so you have to make sure that whatever load you connect into the unit has to match that impedance. So 8 ohms with the 8 ohms from your amp. So be sure to do that, otherwise you may damage your amp or the actual unit itself. Now in the back, again, very minimalistic. You got 4 inputs here. On this side, you have your DI and line out, which basically connect to your audio interface. I use Apogee Duet for mine, and basically I use the XLR to XLR connection. You can also use a 1/4 inch unbalanced cable for it too. And then on this side, you have your input, which basically that's where you connect your amplifier into. So again, your 8 ohms out into this input right here. And then you also have this through to speaker input. And what this does is basically you can actually have a live speaker connected on the unit as you're running it, as you would normally with your amp. I mean, I'm assuming you can use that as to monitor the sound coming out of the speaker cabinet in a different room if you're in a recording situation. But I don't really use it. I only use this input right here. And that's it. I mean, the unit is built solid. It's like a tank. It's all aluminum or steel, and it's, you know, it's great products. Suhr makes some really awesome products. I've had a couple of their pedals in the past, as well as some guitar pickups, and they do a really good job of putting the stuff together. I mean, this thing is like a rock. So currently the unit is, I think it's $350 US, if I'm not mistaken. And there's other alternatives out there in the market. Some of them are a little more expensive, like the 2-Notes Torpedo. I haven't used that product, but the good thing about those, some of the other units which are a little more pricier, is that they come built in with impulse responses. So basically you have the option of having the cabinets already built in the unit itself, and you don't have to actually go in the computer to hear them out. So basically a lot of them have a headphone jack which you can connect to, and you can actually practice with your tube amp into this without having to connect on the computer and having to open the plug-in and look for the impulse responses that you want to use. They're already built in. So that's something to consider. If you want to spend a little more money and have that flexibility, you can do that with other units. And I believe actually there's a revision 2 of this unit that comes in built in with the impulse responses already. They're cabinets made by Suhr. I think the unit is probably $200 or $300 more, but if it's something that's convenient for some people, I mean, you know, you can go that route as well. And obviously it saves some time to having to connect to the computer. So also the unit does not require any type of power, so it's self-powered. So that's another plus in my opinion, because I hate cables, and the less cables I can run, the better. So you know, you don't need to plug anything to turn this on, and basically it's self-powered. And again, it's built like a rock. It's solid. I've had it for over a year now, and all of the videos that you see in my channel, I've used this unit, so I can vouch for it. Yeah, so it's an awesome piece of kit. So if you're a home recording musician and you want to record your favorite amps at home, I totally recommend this unit. It's worth the price. So all right guys, so this wraps up the video. If you have any additional questions about this unit, feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always guys, thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you like 90s punk rock covers and gear related content. Check out my Instagram, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers.